Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Headlines, where we present you the crown unfiltered and unpack the biggest royal stories making waves in the press. I'm your host today, and we are diving into some of the most controversial issues surrounding the British royal family. Prince Harry's visa battle in the United States, fresh allegations against Prince Andrew, and why Catherine, Princess of Wales, wants to shift media attention away from her wardrobe, and social media counters. What else is there to discuss? Let's start with Prince Harry's US visa. The Heritage Foundation, a conservative think tank, is still pushing for the Department of Homeland Security to release his immigration records, claiming that Harry either lied on his visa application or was given special treatment, despite openly admitting drug use in his memoir Spare. But let's look at the bigger picture. British celebrities with known histories of drug use, like Russell Brand, Ozzy Osbourne, Keith Richards, Sir Paul McCartney. Um, just one second, I'm going to pull up a few more names. David Bowie, John Lennon, Elton John, Eric Clapton. So, all of these people have had drug use. And for example, Elton John spoke openly about his cocaine addiction. Eric Clapton had the same, addiction. So, why is the attention on Harry? Why is he being singled out? It's impossible to ignore the political undertones here. Donald Trump has made no secret of his disdain for Harry and Meghan. He has praised Queen Elizabeth too, but has openly criticized Harry, calling his departure from royal duties a betrayal. With Trump back in power, it's no coincidence that conservative groups are escalating their legal push to scrutinize Harry's immigration status. But let's talk about the legal aspect. Many immigration attorneys and experts argue that Harry may be protected under an A1 diplomatic visa, which would make the entire case against him irrelevant. Admitting past drug use does not automatically disqualify someone from a US visa unless they have a criminal record, something Harry does not have. And there's the hypocrisy of it all. If this were about enforcing immigration rules, why are other UK born celebrities with past drug use not facing similar challenges? The answer is clear. This is about media control, power, and revenge for Harry's legal battles against the British tabloids. Now let's pivot to another royal scandal, Prince Andrew. And I cannot actually believe that this is not a bigger story. The Duke of York is once again in the headlines with newly revealed emails contradicting his infamous Newsnight interview. During that disastrous 2019 interview, Andrew claimed that he only met Jeffrey Epstein in 2010 to cut ties with him. However, newly released emails from 2011, months after the meeting, show Andrew writing to Jeffrey saying, "Can't wait to see you again." This is damning evidence that he misled the public. And yet, despite his deeply disturbing associations, there's no high profile campaign to strip him of privileges or titles the way we see with Harry. This raises a fundamental question. Why is the UK establishment so much more invested in punishing a prince who left royal duties than one who maintained ties with a convicted sex offender? Sorry for the pause. Then I want to actually talk about. See, for me, it's just really mind boggling why they're okay with being connected with a sex offender over Harry and Meghan, who have such positive press. Meghan helped, a victim from the LA fires get some merchandise from Billie Eilish. That was so great. It drove so much social media. Tomorrow is the Invictus game in Vancouver. it got so much international press. Chris Martin from Coldplay's opening, Nelly Furtado is going to be there. So, a lot of big names are there to support Prince Harry. He has a lot of positive press on his own. He has positive friends. He seems to have a really nice life. The same thing is true for Meghan. She has her own life. She has friends. She has a show with Love Meghan coming out soon. It has simple recipes. Many say, oh, it's just recycled recipes. It has no relevance. That in these pressing times, why is she doing a cooking show as opposed to talking about discrimination, racism, and whatever have you? And my response to that is, she went back to doing what she feels best doing, and that's where her persona and her power lies. And it's really nice to see the warm welcome she has from other celebrities and how nice they are making sure, that they have support that they need. Because it's a lot to have, thousands of articles written against you that frankly don't really make any sense. And many of them, for example, the latest article from the Times from Thomas Quinn, who has published a book with unnamed sources. This shouldn't be allowed. Name your sources. Vanity Fair published another hit piece against Meghan Markle, and I think Camilla Tomini gleefully, actually, I can't believe that she admitted that she wrote that article. I really want to press her to provide her sources. So, absent that, they are just really going after this couple while ignoring Prince Andrew. And seriously, the pause is warranted. You have to wonder why they're okay being associated with a sex offender, and is the racism so deep that because he's white, they're willing to overlook that. I mean, I don't really know. And then the other part is like how problematic Catherine, the Princess of Wales, is. So she has done another rebranding, and link the post down below. Several people on social media are very upset at yet another relaunch from her, and she doesn't seem to have any direction. She doesn't seem to go anywhere. And people really actually look forward to her wardrobe because she is somewhat some good stylist. So I really look forward to her outfits and how well put together is. And I wonder if William has cut her wardrobe budget. I really actually wonder about that because she also disappeared pretending to have cancer. So that was really problematic. We don't really know what type of cancer it is. I mean, not that I want to be intrusive, but it's important to know what is the type of cancer that allows you to, bounce back, so quickly. So other people know if they have that type of cancer, they shouldn't be as worried. So anyway, Kensington Palace wants to stop releasing details about Catherine's outfits during engagements to refocus attention on her charity work. So traditionally, royal fashion is a major part of media coverage, but now the message from the palace seems to be less fashion talk, more focus on the causes she champions. But here's the issue: fashion and philanthropy don't have to be mutually exclusive. Catherine's wardrobe choices hold symbolic meaning. Think about when she wore pearls to the Holocaust memorials or dressed in the colors of the host nations during diplomatic visits. Of course, in the Holocaust memorial, she carried a Chanel bag that was considered, a fashion faux pas. But now, Chanel ownership has changed, so social media counters well. If the ownership has changed, who really cares? But others were, no, this is really sensitive. In her position, she should not have worn a Chanel bag. So, a lot of people criticize, but the point is that it drives conversation, it drives engagement. So, it's kind of sad to see that we won't see her appear in nice outfits. As well, there's also, fashion is a huge industry in the United States, in the UK, worldwide. So, for her or the palace to not support fashion is a blow to the industry because when Meghan wears an outfit, it sells out. Many people are not prepared for the onslaught of the traffic that she will drive. For example, just quickly, she appeared in the Billie Eilish, video where she was just talking about how she got the Billie Eilish merchandise. It's very sweet and earnest, and she's wearing this embroidered t-shirt, sweatshirt from a shop in Chicago. I think it's Amy. Just let me pull up the name. I will tell you. Yeah, it's a new mom, and she was on maternity leave, and I think Meghan had ordered this discreetly on her website in 2022. And, of course, she had no idea that it was Meghan who ordered it. As I actually love, um, it, how websites have about us. So this one has doing the best I can, which I really love. Okay, so her name is Anne Leachman, and she shared her shock and excitement after spotting Meghan wearing the custom sweatshirt from her shop, Club Chain Stitch. Check it out. It's really cute outfits, really cute things. I will link it below. And it's really nice, so now, stay-at-home moms who just became a mom, has more business. Like, she's 8 weeks out for orders. So not supporting fashion, not supporting, organic fashion is a real blow to the industry. So the royal family seems eager to control their narratives, whether it's limiting fashion discussions, shielding Andrew from further scrutiny, or pushing for transparency in Harry's records. There's also another article that I read, how William is uncomfortable about Meghan hugging him, but reports have shown that she asked him to back off and not to put his finger in her face. So I'm not really sure if she was eager to give him hugs. As well, some people are really affectionate, and it just depends on how open you feel with someone. I don't think Meghan hugs everyone. And remember that she's a movie actress. She's used to promoting her movies, and unfortunately, movie actors have very few boundaries with their fans. So I'm sure that she's used to being in public in that manner. So I just don't really see how, even if she was hugging, how that is flirtatious towards William. He's a nice guy. He seems like a nice person. He seems, quite misguided, doesn't really have any missions or any causes, really. But at the same time, I just really don't see Meghan having any romantic inclination. And the other part is the need to romanticize abuse. No, he abused Meghan. He didn't treat her properly, and there's nothing romantic about it. So, there are a lot of like things to unpack, but I just want to say in final thoughts that there are two very different situations here. Prince Harry faces a politically motivated fight to, find out about his visa status. And when I've told you, so many UK citizens have lived in the United States with more problematic drug portfolio than Prince Andrew's, continued association and him lying to the public that he had no contact with Jeffrey. When in 2011 it turns out that he hopes to see him again, it's kind of not that great. And then William making a big deal in this Times issue with yet another hit piece from, Thomas Quinn with unnamed sources, joining to attack Meghan. It's just, all of it is, it's truly, why are they doing this? Why is the British media trying to cover up for its problematic actors? William, Catherine, Andrew. So we really need to examine that over, focusing on Harry's private visas, the Harry and Meghan's private life. And I really hope that the conversation can turn back on what each family can do, what they bring to the table, and how they can positively associate with each other. But tomorrow is the Invictus Games. Social media is abuzz about it. I hope you join in and see all the athletes that will be competing. And with that, I leave you for today's episode of The Crown Unfiltered. And I'll actually do a separate episode on the Invictus Games because we really look forward to covering it. Chat with you soon. Bye.